crafty friends and creatives from around the globe. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. And if you've been here before, welcome back. And thanks for joining me again today. Today we're in the digital studio because I'm going to walk you through a Canva. I'm going to walk you through a couple of things. We're going to use a Canva template, which I've created. This is going to be a free download if you are a supporter on my Coffee account. Or it'll be for purchase inside of my Hither and Yon shop if you don't want to, do a membership support or a one-time support over on Coffee. So I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to walk you through using this template. And then I'm also going to show you how you can get some copyright-free public domain images that you can use inside your Canva templates that you can then resell without worrying about, whether or not there is a license attached to them. And so we're going to go through both of those today. This template, even if you purchase it, you are not allowed to resell it or distribute it as it is, okay? But if you make tags with this that you want to resell, I give you full permission to do that. I just recommend that you follow this tutorial and make sure that any images you're using, you are familiar with whatever licensing is involved and so on and so forth. But we're going to use public domain, so that is free of copyright here in the US, which is where I am. That does not mean it will cover you in your particular country. So just become familiar with the laws of your own country for redistributing any type of imagery that you get off the internet. Okay, so if you want to get the template, go grab it. Description box below, details. Now let's go get some images. I'm just going to show you where to get some images that we can use in this. And I already brought some into my Canva, but I wanted to just kind of show you over on Flickr here where I got them. All right, so Flickr has been around for a really long time. People used it to upload photo albums. They still do. It's still for that. But I found out a couple of years ago that there's a lot of public domain imagery in here and a lot of vintage stuff, which is great for what I do and maybe for what you do. And so I've used it as a resource for getting images that I know are public domain, copyright free, or they have a license that allows them to have commercial use and you can edit the image and so on. So today I'm just going to cover the public domain stuff and then show you how you see if the image is public domain, and then we're going to use it in our template. Okay, so I was looking for some vintage florals for spring because I wanted to make some tags for a spring journal. And so I came to Flickr, and over here in the search box, I just put in vintage flower plates, because I know these are vintage flower plates that I was looking for. The ones that have kind of the text at the bottom and they have this look to them. The first thing I'm going to see is from the people I follow, and I follow some accounts that have a lot of public domain items in there, so that's why they're going to pop up first. And as you can see down here, we've got all sorts of stuff going on. But first thing I want to do before I do anything else is I want to go over here to any license and change this to no known copyright restrictions. All right, we're going to start there. And then again, I'm going to get the people I follow pop up first. And then below, I'm going to see all of the ones that Flickr has identified as having no known copyright. Okay. And then what I did here was I kind of went in and picked some of these that I liked. So I'm just going to pick a few more just so we can kind of see. And these are opening in a new window. You can watch up here if you can see it. But I'm just hitting Command and clicking on the image. I'm on a Mac. I think if you hit Control and click on the image on a PC, that will open it in a new window for you. But anyway, these are opening over here now. You see, we have the plate here. It gives you a much bigger image. And if we scroll down a little, we can see the copyright or the licensing information here, which says public domain. And I'm just going to click on public domain just so we can see what it tells us. So it's this C with the line through it, or sometimes it's displayed like this. And it tells you what the copyright information is about this particular image. So there's no copyright that has been identified, and so on and so forth. And you can read through all of this, and you just want to check that it's public domain. If you are in the US, you are safe and there is no copyright restriction. How that plays out in other countries, I can't tell you because I don't live in other countries. You may know, and if you do know, you can put some information about that in the comments below, but otherwise you'll have to do your own legwork. Ultimately, you are responsible for checking any licenses on any images that you use and making sure that they are not restricted and that you are not reusing somebody else's work without attributing it to them or paying them a license fee or whatever. All right, onward. So now what I did was I created, my Flickr account, obviously, but then I created a gallery in my Flickr account, and I added these to my gallery. So if I click here, I have a gallery called Spring, and I just added them there, and they are in my gallery now. So if I go here to my avatar, and I click on my name, and I go to galleries, I can see my galleries here, and here are the items that I have saved for this particular project. I picked some ones that I found appealing, but as you can see, there are many items in there when we did our search, and you may find something else that appeals to you. Okay, what's next? Oh, downloading. Okay, so once I bring it up here, I click on the image from search here, and then it opens it up here. And then I have an option over here to download. Now I've already checked that it's public domain. Maybe I added it to a gallery. Maybe I hit this star to favorite it. But the download is here. It's this little arrow pointing down. And it gives, if you click on that, it gives you some options, right? Now, depending on what you want to use this for, you're going to want to choose a size that makes sense. The bigger the size, the better the quality, but it's also a bigger file, which means it's going to take up more room on your computer as far as storage goes. So depending on how much storage you have, you may or may not want to always get the largest image available. If you're doing a smaller project or you don't need something that has a super high, a super large size, then you may want to opt to go for a smaller one just so that it's not taking up as much room on your computer. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But I always start with, something that I think will work. And if you want to understand, these are pixel sizes. If you want to understand pixels to say centimeters or inches or whatever, there's plenty of guides. You can just search Google for pixel to inches conversions or pixels to centimeters, and that'll kind of lay out, it'll give you some idea how large 1463 by 2048 would be in, say, inches or centimeters. So you can go ahead and look up that, and that'll give you a range. So if you're working on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, it'll kind of give you some idea. So that's that. I'm not going to go over that today. You can search Google and kind of get that stuff. All right, so I saved these and downloaded them to my computer, and then I went to Canva and I went to uploads and I uploaded them. Okay, and this works whether you have a free or a pro account, as will the template. And so now I have these images here inside of Canva, and these are the 6 that I uploaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did some more after that, but these are the ones that I checked that were copyright free, public domain, and these are what I want to use. So with these templates, if you've never used them before, you simply take your image and you drop it into the template, and you see now that it has, let me put a background on this so that it makes a little more sense. Okay, now it has taken on the shape of that tag. You see how it cut off the edges, and if we double click in here, you can see the outline here is the actual image outline, and it has dropped it in and clipped it into the tag size. Now you can grab these corners and adjust this to fit your tag area however you want. So let's say I wanted to make it like this, and then I click off over here somewhere. Now this is how the tag will print out. Okay, so you have some ways to kind of manipulate it here. Making it smaller is not going to work because Canva wants to constrain it to the highest and lowest areas, or the, furthest left and right, depending on the type of image. So, but a way that you could use it is to put something behind it, lock that layer, and add this on top. So I'll do that as an example over here. I have some papers that I uploaded that I wanted to use for these reinforcer tops. These kind of drop in on top of the tag like that. And so I'm just going to take one and drop it over here on this tag. And then what I want to do is, in order to layer, I have to lock. So you got to lock to layer. Just remember, lock to layer. So while I have this selected, I want to go up here to, I want to make sure it's selected. I want to go up here to this little lock and hit it twice. So I'm going to hit it once and twice. Now that's locked in place, and nothing is going to drop in there and cover it up. Now let me take another one and put it in here, and then I'm going to show you what happens if we don't do that. So let's say I wanted to then layer on here this particular image. If I go over here, it's taking over the space. But if I take that same image and I put it over here, it won't, because that layer is now locked. And now I could say center it something like this and have a different layout or look to my tag. Okay, so if I hit just delete, it'll take that out of there. We just see the frame now. But that is an important step if you want to kind of layer these, okay? But I don't. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to unlock this, and I'm going to take some of my other images here and drop these in. So I think that is just gorgeous, but I think I want more of the red showing, and I don't want the words. So I'm going to do something like that. And now there's a little, circle here with arrows in it. And if I click that, I can actually kind of tip this, and I still want it to fit within the frame, so I'm conscious that I am still within the frame, but I may want to do something like this, and then drop it in like that. So that's kind of nice. I like that. And then I have these tulips, which I thought were just lovely, but I also like this tulip, so I'm going to drop that one in here. I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to pull it down like that. Whoop. Double click. Maybe go up a little more, like so. All right, so those are my tags. Now when I print them out, I can just cut them out. If you have a pro account, you can actually download this as a transparent PNG, which means the background is transparent, and then you can upload those files into your Silhouette Studio, I think it's called, whatever, Cricut design space, as a PNG. You can also download as an SVG if you have a pro account, and that is also acceptable in those platforms. Okay. And then you can let your machine cut it out, and you don't have to, but these are pretty simple designs. These are a little more complex, but it literally would take you less than a minute. And then you could just punch the hole if you wanted to. So now I want to do these. So I'm going to go back to my uploads here, and I wanted to try some of these papers in there. So I'm going to drop one of these in there, and I want to make it really big because I don't want those butterflies, but I want sort of the background like so. I think that looks nice, and when I drag it down on top of here, I think that's going to look really cool. So I can leave it up here and cut it out, or I can just put it on here, and I can make it a little smaller if I want to, because I can resize these. You can also resize the tags. So we can bring these tags down to really small, or you can make them even bigger if you wanted to. You could also flip them on their side like this. If I hold and go to 90 degrees, did you see that? There's like a little number there that's telling you what it is. And then you can make them really big, like the size of your page if you wanted. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let me undo that. I'm going to Command Z a couple of times until I get back to where I was, like that. Great. I think I'm going to leave that like that. I gave you two, one for the front and the back in case you wanted to print them out separate, but I don't think I need that. And I don't think I need these. I can duplicate this by clicking on it and then clicking this duplicate, and then I can just bring these over here like that, duplicate, and then I don't have to do any additional work. And then to download these, obviously we want to remove that black background because that is just going to use up our printer ink, right? I centered these a little. And then what I'm going to do is hit this duplicate up here. That's going to duplicate the page. And now, since I chose 6 images, I can go in here and drop in some additional images. Now that one is very light, so I'm not going to use that one. I do like this one. Yeah, that one's a little darker, and I think we can see a bit more, but I do want to move it over so we get a little bit more of the flower, and I want to pull it down so those words are not there, like so. And then I found a few more, but you know, kind of, that one's too light also. Let's see, maybe this one. Oh, that is gorgeous. What are those? Peonies? They're one of my favorites. They look like them. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I love that little bud up top. Let's bring that in more. And let's make this like that. Oh my goodness, how pretty is that? What else do I have? Yeah, the rest of these are very light, so let me try this one. It's going to be hard to see without some kind of background, so I mean, I could drop a paper back here. So it looks like, oh my goodness, where did my tags go? But that's because it's on top of everything. So in order to move that, you want to go up here to position and then just move it to the back. Okay, and now your tags come front and center. You can also use this layers area and manipulate that page where you want it. So I'm going to put it all the way to the back like so. And you know, feel free to remove this. It's just for your information for now, not to redistribute or resell it as it is. But you could delete that out, and then you could add some other elements into the background if you wanted, so that you're not wasting paper. So I like to print on a background like this and just have some other elements on it so that I'm not really wasting a lot of paper. So I'll just show you something quick, and then you can play around. This isn't really a full Canva tutorial. It's really just to kind of show you how to use these tags. But let's say I wanted to take, oh, I don't know, this one. I could kind of do this and maybe spin it and then do like a cigarette card size. And then, and you see how it was wanting to jump in there, right? Now I want to make sure that I'm not getting it in there. And then I could do a couple of these small ones, and then that would be fun to kind of use maybe somewhere else in another project. So maybe this one. And then I don't know, I just feel like if I'm going to print something and I can make, you know, space for other stuff. And then maybe I'll use this blank area to cut out and stamp on or something. So I'll leave it like that. But let's say I'm finished and now I want to download this. I'm going to go up here to share, and I'm going to hit download. And then I want to choose the pages I want. Now you'll see I have 2 pages here, right? I have this original page that I did, and I have this page down here that I did. So I can choose to have them all be printed, or I can just choose one to download, not to print. We're downloading. I can just choose the one that I want if that's the case. And so then up here is where you choose the file type that you want to download. So, you know, depending on what you choose, it tells you what's best for what. Some of these are going to be bigger than others. PDF standard is going to be a lower quality PDF, where PDF print is going to be a better quality for print. However, it's going to be a much larger file. I usually just download the PNG, and so I'll select that. And here is where, if you have a pro account, you can choose a transparent background so that you can download it and upload it to, say, your Cricut or whatever. You can also do the SVG, but you see how there's this little crown here? That means you need a pro account, and it also shows the crown here. So that's it. So now you've learned where to get some free images to use that are gorgeous images, and they are free to use because they are public domain in the US. Again, I stress in the US. And you have these cool templates if you'd like to use them. But, you know, you may have your own set of templates, or you may just want to drop the images in here and then clip the ends off. Completely up to you. So that's my little digital tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, and if you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. And once again, thank you for being here. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye!